The first note fell into the room like a forgotten memory, soft and trembling, and the powerful CEO standing near the glass wall felt her breath stop. Her fingers tightened around the crystal glass in her hand as the melody reached the second bar. No, that was impossible. No one played that song. No one even knew it existed. Yet there it was, alive, aching, unmistakable. Before we go any further, pause for a second. If you believe music can change lives, if you believe one moment can rewrite a destiny, tap that like button and subscribe, because this story doesn't just unfold, it stays with you long after the final note fades. The charity gala was supposed to be another obligation for Amelia Hart. Another evening of polished smiles, scripted conversations, and donors applauding her success. She had built Hart Dynamics from nothing, rising from a quiet scholarship student to one of the youngest female CEOs in the country. Her life looked perfect from the outside, wealth, influence, respect, but inside, everything felt muted, as if someone had turned the volume down on her heart years ago. That was why she didn't even look toward the piano when the music began. She assumed it was background noise. Until the melody reached her. Across the room, seated at the old grand piano that the hotel kept mostly for decoration, was a man in a simple black suit. His shoulders were tense, his posture careful, as if he was afraid to take up too much space. Beside the piano stood a little girl, no more than 7, her hair tied in uneven pigtails. She watched his hands with complete trust, swaying slightly, counting silently the way he had taught her. This man was Daniel Reed, a single father who worked days as a delivery driver and nights teaching beginner piano lessons at a community center. He wasn't scheduled to play tonight. He was only here because one of his students' parents had begged him to fill in when the hired pianist canceled last minute. Daniel didn't know who Amelia Hart was when he sat down. He only knew that his daughter Lily needed new shoes, that the extra money from tonight would help, and that this piano, slightly out of tune, still deserved to be played with honesty. So instead of choosing a flashy classical piece, he played the melody he carried like a scar. The melody he once helped his best friend write, years ago, in a tiny apartment filled with dreams too big for the walls. Amelia's vision blurred as memories surged forward. She was 21 again, sitting cross-legged on a worn carpet, laughing as a young man scribbled notes on sheet music. His name was Michael, her first love, the only man who had ever seen her before the title, before the armor. He had written that song for her on a rainy night when she told him she was afraid of failing, afraid of being ordinary, afraid of losing him. "This melody will always find you," he had said. "No matter where you go." Michael had died 6 months later in a car accident. After that, Amelia buried the song along with everything that hurt. She chose ambition over vulnerability, success over connection. And now, somehow, the past had found her in a crowded ballroom full of strangers. Her glass slipped from her hand and shattered on the floor. The sound echoed, but the music didn't stop. Daniel didn't look up. He was too deep in the piece, too lost in the memory of Michael's laugh, the way he used to tap the piano rhythmically and say, "Play it like you mean it, Dan." Daniel had been there that night too. Michael was his older brother. When the final note faded, silence swallowed the room. Applause followed, polite at first, then growing. Daniel stood quickly, nodding awkwardly, reaching for Lily's hand. He was already planning how to leave unnoticed when a voice cut through the noise. "Where did you learn that song?" Daniel froze. Amelia Hart was standing only a few feet away now, her eyes shining with unshed tears, her composed mask completely gone. The room seemed to shrink around them. "My brother wrote it," Daniel said quietly. "A long time ago." Amelia's knees almost gave out. "Michael Reed," she whispered. Daniel's face changed instantly. Years of grief, confusion, and unanswered questions surfaced in his eyes. "You knew him," he said, not asking. They stood there, two lives that had once orbited the same heart, now colliding again through music. The guests slowly drifted away, sensing something private unfolding. Lily tugged on her father's sleeve. "Daddy, is she sad?"